So, reading the title, I think I made a mistake in my weight loss journey. I want to put a disclaimer out there. It doesn't mean anything bad in the long run, but I wanted to sit down and talk to you guys about basically my last weekend. And just to let you all know, there is a weight loss update coming on. It'll either be Thursday or Friday. So at the time of me recording this, and probably the time you guys will see the video, is currently Tuesday. And the reason I'm doing this video is because I feel I made a mistake, and I wanted to put this video out to let you guys know it's okay to make mistakes. Not every diet, weight loss, body recomp, like weight training and things like that, it's not going to be perfect, any of it at all. And basically, my mistake was overdoing it, and I've overdone it quite a lot to the point where my body is now tired. So it was going quite smooth. My sleep started messing up again. I don't know why. I've just always had incredibly inconsistent sleep. I will sometimes go through a month or two of sleeping for 5 hours a night, and then I'll go through sleeping 9 to 10 hours for the next 6 months. Then I'll get 3 months of sleeping 5 to 6 hours, and it's just back and forth. My sleeping times as well. It's all just a mess. And then Saturday, which would have been the 2nd of August. Yeah, Saturday the 2nd. I woke up very late at night, around 10:30 p.m, which is an incredibly stupid time, but as I said, my sleep's all over the place. I woke up and it was a strength training / hypertrophy day, so I was aiming to grow my strength and build my muscle mass, and I also wanted to get some walking footage to make more videos for this channel. So what I did was at about, I think, 3:30 in the morning, I started doing my weight training. That all went fine. I felt as though I had quite a lot of strength that day. And this was also going from the training session before, which was the 31st of July, going from feeling really weak and actually cutting my training session short just to prevent injury and stuff. It all felt good. Then it comes to around 6:30 in the morning. I start doing like the morning stuff, trying to get myself back into a normal day-to-day rhythm. I get a shower and everything, and at 10 minutes past 8, I head out for a morning walk. And I thought that would pretty much be it. But then on the Saturday, there was an event, and my family go to this event every single year. And I used to go to it maybe a decade and a half ago. And some of you might have picked up in like previous videos footage and stuff, but the event that was happening was the Pride Parade. My family have celebrated it. We love going to like the dance tents, having a dance and just enjoying the day. We've celebrated it for years and years and years. I say we. I haven't attended an event for about 15 years, but I decided I've got a bit more confidence in myself. I'm feeling a lot better because I'm on this weight loss journey. I will finally go with my family. Instead of sitting at home playing games all day, I will go and I will attend the event with everyone. So I did. And I'm going to say it's one of the best days I've had in a long, long time. However, that is where the mistake comes in. I was already running basically on fumes. I had sleep stupid times the day before. I'd done weight training. I did a morning walk, and I just carried on walking and walking and walking all day long. I was giving the kids shoulder carries, we were dancing, there was just a lot of stuff that was happening throughout the day. I was pretty much on my feet for, I'm going to say, somewhere between 14 to 16 hours. I probably had around a half an hour sit down. And because I was out, I barely had any time to eat, so my calories were already quite low, and there were things like burgers and hot dogs. My family actually got a hot dog or a burger, like depending on the person, so on and so forth. But I decided I didn't want that sort of food. I was going to wait until I got home. I was going to stick to what I'm doing, and I was going to have some chicken, like some chicken breast fillets, and I air fry them, so there's no oils and things like that. And I was going to have that with some mushy peas because I really enjoy peas, and mushy peas have a lot more protein than like garden peas and things like that. And then I also have some rice just because I enjoy having rice with the meal. Then a little bit of brown sauce on top to add some sauce, stop everything being so dry. And because brown sauce is one of the sauces that are on the lower end of the calorie scale, so I held off for hours and hours and hours with no food. And if I put up this screenshot, this is what I'm going to say is, like, it at least plays a big part in the mistake. I walked 23,441 steps, and you'll see it says 2344 at the top right of those, like, tabs or whatever you want to call them. After that, I did around an extra 1,500 steps before I went to bed. So I ended up staying awake for about 30 hours. No sleep in 30 hours. It's ridiculous, but it was a sacrifice I was willing to make to spend time with my family, because as I've said in previous videos, I sort of semi-abandoned my family for well over a decade. But with that 23,441 steps, I'm going to round it up to 25,000 with the extra 1,500-ish after midnight, and I'm going to put the walking distance up to 11 miles. So I'm going to add 0.6 miles onto that. Now you'll see active energy at the top. It says 1,618, but this is a screenshot from Apple Health, and for some reason Apple Health doesn't consider my body weight and everything like that. I've entered my stats, but it just gives me this sort of like default number. And now if we go off something I like going off to get a ballpark figure, so I'm not saying this is 100% accurate, but going off a ballpark figure, I use the method of you're going to burn 1 calorie per kilo of body weight per kilometer you walk. And if we do the calculations, 1 calorie for 162 kilos of body weight for 17.7 kilometers. So 11 miles, it converts into 17.7k. And yeah, 17.7 times 162 is 2,867.4. So round it down, 2,867. So even if we were to take, let's say we take 867 calories off that and say I burnt 2,000 calories, because don't forget I did the weight training in the morning, that would have burnt off some extra calories. I took a shower, so I wouldn't have had my phone, it wouldn't have been tracking it. That's also something called NEAT, which is non-exercise activity thermogenesis. It's things like fidgeting, doing daily chores, so things that aren't formal sort of exercise. There was a couple of little things in there that would have been neat. So there is the possibility that I actually burned over 3,000 calories in that day. And yeah, my total food consumption, I think, was around 2,500 to maybe 3,000. So at the end of the day, by the time I went to sleep when that day was over, I was probably in because my maintenance calories are around 4,100 at the moment, I was probably in a 3,000 calorie deficit. I had some good nutrients in me. I was eating. I mean, I took a big eating break like whilst I was out at the event and stuff, but I did still get a decent amount of protein. I had a nice big meal before I went to bed, like when I got home and everything. But being in that much of a calorie deficit, it can absolutely destroy your body. It can make you feel weak. It can make you feel fatigued, like you lose all of your energy and stuff. And I think that's what's happened alongside the dodgy sleeping I've had, because when I finally got to sleep, which would have been the Sunday morning, I slept for around 7 hours. I got up, I was awake for about half an hour, maybe 45 minutes, and I went back to sleep for another 7 to 8 hours. So overall, I slept around 15 hours after that event. And I mean, having too little sleep can have negative effects, and having too much sleep can have negative effects. But it's carried on after. My sleep has continued to be really poor. And right now, at the time of me recording this, is 7:30 in the morning. I've been awake for nearly 12 hours. And that was after more or less, I think it's about 11 hours I've been awake. And give or take, I slept for around 6 hours. And I woke up, I've had food. I sat there and had some protein yogurts as well, because I really want to make sure my protein's up there. And yes, I know lean protein from like your chicken and your mince, if it's lean mince and things like that, are going to be much better. But I need to consume a shitload of protein to preserve all of my muscle and recover from weight training because I'm so big. But I've had all of that. I've done another weight session, and because I'm doing a body recomp, I'm trying to gain strength, build muscle growth, like muscle mass, and lose fat at the same time. I'm doing progressive overloading. So it's not a massive increase, but I went from, like with dumbbell rows, I went from doing 3 sets of 6 reps of 15 kilos, I bumped it up to 20 kg. And then after, because I do hybrid sets, so that was for my strength, I then did some hypertrophy to grow the muscle mass, and I did 3 sets of 12 reps at 15 kilos. And my previous was doing the strength training, so my heavy lifting was at 15 kilos. So I feel as though my strength is definitely getting up there, but right now with my sleep and just everything else going on, I'm really struggling to hit my actual calorie deficit goal. I'm struggling to get in the amount of calories I need. Instead of getting around 3,000 to be like, well, say 3,000 to 3,500 to be in a 500 to a 1,000 calorie deficit, I'm struggling to even hit 2,500. The last couple of days I think has been at around 2,000. But not only that, like obviously the sleep plays a big part in it, but I am so tired. I just want to keep going back to sleep and back to sleep and back to sleep. I've just got no energy. I've managed to do my weight training, but also because of the time of day that I'm awake and stuff, I've not been able to go out for walks. So I've cut out the cardio side of things, even though it was just walking. That's had to come to a little bit of a standstill. And I've got no idea what those scales are going to show on Thursday. I'm hoping they show a little bit of fat loss. I mean, I've got a feeling I've lost a little bit of muscle because I've not actually been able to get high amounts of protein. I've got a decent amount. I've definitely hit over 100 to 150 grams a day, but for my body size, that's nowhere near. I should be somewhere around 240 to maybe even 270 grams a day. So yeah, it's a minor sort of slip. And I'm going to say it's massively because of my sleep, and it's partly because I kind of sacrificed a little bit to spend time with my family, which I have no regrets for. But I just wanted to let you guys know that when you are doing a diet, when you're trying to cut weight, there are going to be sacrifices. Nothing is going to be perfect. You are absolutely fine. This is no way me saying that I'm giving up. I'm going to push to get my sleep to a better state because I've actually got doctors on Wednesday the 6th, and I need to try and book a blood test. I want to find out my metabolic rate. There's a few different things I want to go through with the doctor. And then obviously Thursday is weigh-in day, as well as being weight training again, because I like doing my weight training stuff every other day. Sometimes if I'm not feeling up to it, I will leave it an extra day. So it's roughly, say, 3 to 4 times a week. So I'm going to continue, but I wanted to bring this video to you guys to let you know it's okay if you make mistakes. If you overdo it one day, you underdo it another day. If you want to take a day off, if you overeat, if you have a little binging session, do not let it put you off in the long run, because things like this in the past have completely killed my weight loss journeys, like my efforts and stuff to lose weight. It's completely killed them. The main thing for it was I used to think, oh, I'm definitely in a calorie deficit for the whole week. I should have lost weight. Stand on the scales, I'm exactly the same weight. I was weight training at the same time, so I was probably losing fat, building muscle, so staying around the same weight. Yet that stupid number on the scales used to really put me off. It's taken a lot for my sort of mind to get used to the fact, don't just listen to the scales. But yeah, there are plenty more videos coming up on the channel. As I said, we're going to be doing the update for the weight loss when I step on the scales and stuff. I'll take the topless photos to show you guys the progress and everything. We'll be doing that either Thursday, or if I don't have enough time and stuff, then it will be on the Friday. But we're definitely getting that out this week, and it will continue weekly. I'm not going to do like daily stuff. I'm not going to leave you guys waiting a month. We'll do it every single week, and it'll always be on the Thursday or the Friday. But as I said, I wanted to bring you this video to let you know it's okay to have minor setbacks. Just don't let it kill your motivation overall, because this has been really bad for me over the last few days. The lack of sleep, then the catching up and having too much sleep. Going from doing somewhere between, say, 5 and 10,000 steps a day, jumping up to doing 25,000 in a single day and staying awake for 30 hours. It's fine to do that. Just make sure that if you are going to make a mistake, you do have a bad day or a day that's far too good, then just make sure you kind of just like spend the next couple of days, or this is at least what I'm going to do. I'm going to be spending the next couple of days to try and slowly get myself back on track, to get back to the normal, being awake throughout the day and stuff, going to sleep actually at night time, getting those walks in, building those steps back up, because as I said, I've not been doing my walks because of the time of day I've been awake and the fatigue and everything. But it's all about just getting yourself back on track. If you do slip and derail that little bit, And what we're going to do on that note is leave that video there. Let me know in the comments if you guys have ever done weight loss stuff and you've had minor setbacks and what you've done to get back on track and everything. But that is going to do it for this video, and I will see you guys in the next one.